This call is now being
So let me record this. So I'm using my iPad with my pencil. I hope it has some battery, but I'm using Adobe Fresco, and what I'm going to try to show you is that um, can you see how wait, let me use another color. So if you could see how there are light areas here, here, and some other more. And there are also dark areas like this one and this one. So some of you failed to emphasize this. So besides that, you also have this little things here, the droplets. So again, some of you weren't able to do that. Let me do another. So in order to do that, you could for example in what do you call this? You could do it two things in two things. You could either color the whole thing. For example, this is your paper, and what I'm doing is and I'm using a graphic. I'm a pencil. Oops. This is what you call toning. So you tone your paper, and then what you're going to do is just erase some of it. So with a Canet gummy eraser, you could actually mold it. Wait, I have a Canet gummy eraser here. No, I don't know where it is. But with a eraser, with a Canet gummy eraser, you could mold it. It's like clay. And you could make it into a little point or a dark or a big point, for example. That's what you could do. And then to make this, for example, oops. You could soften it. Wait, this is not the correct eraser. Soft round. Yeah, it's a kneading eraser. Canet gummy is also a kneading eraser. So what you could do is like erase the part to make it really light, and then you adjust also how big you want your kneading eraser to be, like that one, and you have this one, and you have another and another, and you have this one, this one, this one, and this one. Basically you just follow the skeleton here, and then afterwards you slowly work with how how um how soft you're going to erase. So with a kneading eraser, you will have two things to manipulate. You have your the texture or the point of the kneading eraser itself. Like you could knead it into a very small point, and you could knead it into very big one. another is how soft your touch will be. So if you're going to parang press it very hard, or you're going to rub it on your paper very hard, then what's going to happen is that you're going to erase a very very big deal of it. So you could erase it almost into white. But if you're going to erase it very very softly, you apply very soft pressure. What you're going to able to achieve is a very smoky finish or eraser, like this one, very very soft. Do you get it? Let me erase that. So, pero unlike um the digital, of course, you cannot. Oops, sorry guys. Um, Unlike the digital, you can um there's no undo button. So what you could do is like slowly build up. On the kneading eraser, you could do much better, and it's much easier to manipulate than this one. So if you could see, I'm just erasing the highlights. And also here, I could see highlights here, right? And also here, there's something wrong with my pencil. I have this pink thingy on top, but somehow it gets so 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 it looks now like your well, somehow your leaf, right? And then to make it, and this is what this is your, most of your uh, painting would look, or I mean your work looks like this, right? But we could put more, add more to it. Like for example, we go back to a paintbrush, or this time a pencil. I'm using a pixel brush using sketching. So and you could decrease it using light touch and sharpen your pencil as well. So you could slowly shade the part, like for example this one. It's a little bit shaded, right? And it's a little bit darker. So you could slowly shade it. So it's basically using your eraser and wait, I'm going to remove this pink thingy. It's basically using your eraser and your, how you think your leaf would look like, how you see your leaf. Let's remove this one, it's annoying. And then this part too. And if you could see, this part is a little bit dark, pero this one is a little bit lighter. So we go to the eraser again. So, ayun. So it's basically just about erasing things. And I could see there's a little bit irregular. It's not really aligned there. So I erase it as well. And also here. If you could see it here, it's not purely um, the color is not um, the same. So there are some parts that are whiter than the others. So it's basically about sketching and following the colors. But what you're going to do as artists is that you're going to manually or automatically change or translate those colors into black and white. What you're going to do is that you're going to um, make those colors into black and white. You're going to see them as their shadows, their highlights, their lights. So um, that's how. Yeah, I'm busy. Sorry. Um, so, ayan. So, and then let's go back to the pencil again. Oh no, shoot. No, no. Wait lang, let me call this guy. I did not answer. Well, okay. So, ayan. I'm on class. Sorry. That's crazy. Oops, nakapencil pala ako. So, just like I'm trying to imitate this one. So, um, ayan. Ah, yes. Oh my gosh, guys, you could see my personal messages. It's an advantage, disadvantage pala. So, you're just going to imitate the colors, or I mean the light that you see, the shadows. So this part naman, you could see how this part is darker. So you also imitate that, right? And you could also see how the shade is slowly receding. So you try that as well to darken that part. So yun lang. So you just have to go back and forth. So this part is darker. So we make this part darker as well, even if it's not the correct. Ano ba? 1, 2, 3. Okay, even if it's kasi I'm a little bit fast, so I didn't correctly did it. So, and then you could see how there's a little line. So you put another line as well. And then you could see how the stalk here, there's a little shadows there. So you could also um, um, put shadows there to make it more realistic. this one to make it more, again. So, um, okay, it looks like a leaf now, right? For how many minutes lang? So, to do this naman, yung mga dots, or dots, do you call it dots? Or I mean droplets, you call them droplets, sorry. So you use a very, very hard eraser. And I'm putting it into small. So, for example, here there's, oops, not that hard. Just a little bit hard na you can manage or use it into your advantage. So, for example, these are your droplets. I'm not going to copy it entirely, just putting it there. So I'm erasing again. So now it looks like stars, for example. And also this one. So I'm not entirely copying it, as you could see. Kasi medyo I'm running out of patience. So, but you get the point, right? This is how you do it. And then you have your stars. What I'm going to do is go to the pencil, uh, point it into very, very thin, make it a little bit darker. You zoom in, you you shade it. So you put an outline, and then there's a little bit shade on it to the side. So it looks like droplets na, right? So just remember how um, everything, if you want to make it look 3D, you have to put shade. So there is a rule that you have to put at the three kinds of shadows. You have your cast shadow, the core shadow. You also have your highlights and your reflective light. So the tone is very important to create depth and um, and uh, make it more realistic. So basically right now I'm just putting some um, so I'm putting some outline in a little bit. So it looks like droplets now, right? On this side, lower side. So if you could see how the shadows is here. Wait now, let's go. The shadows are here on this side, right? So if you could see how shadows are to the lower, going to the bottom and to the left. So the same thing with your shadows. That's the rule. And your light is on top here. So what you're going to do is that you're but for example, this is besides each other, so they have a shadow beside, then they also have a shadow here on top and down. So you just have to follow the light to dark. It's 5:30 now. So basically that's how you do it. Okay, same thing with your other other textures. So it's the same thing with this artificial textures. You just follow the shadows, and sometimes you don't always need to use toning, or you don't need to tone the paper. Sometimes you can just tone some of the background. For example, this one, the dark background. How am I going to? The dark background, and then outline the lighter one, and then slowly shade that portion. So same thing with your other plates. So you have plates, wait lang, plates, types of textures. So you have glass plates on Wednesday. Then you have also dried leaf. I already um, uh, showed you how to make a dried leaf or a leaf. So basically, that is also what you're going to do with um, your other plates. You're going to practice on putting shadows, on highlights. Sometimes you don't always need to tone your paper. Sometimes you could just do a basic outline and slowly shade it. But you also have to use your kneaded eraser, or you could also, if you don't have a kneaded eraser, you could use your um, rubber eraser, but that's a little bit hard because the tip is sometimes not that what do you call this? It's not very pointy. So I am. So do you have any questions for me? So to those who haven't who already submitted their work, you could also um change them because I haven't graded them yet. So basically until October or before I graded them, you have the chance to change them first or improve them. All right? Is that clear? So, did you learn something today? So basically, it's more easier with a paper than a digital pad. It's just more faster kasi, and it's more clear when I use the digital one. But the same principle is can be applied. All right. Do you have any more questions for me?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay. So class dismissed, guys. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thanks,
ma'am.
Mike.
Bye po.
Bye bye.